Welcome, everybody, to the Healing Place podcast. I'm your host, Teri Wellbrock, and I am so looking forward to learning from this gentleman today. I have today with me Sid McNairy, and he is international best-selling author, 7 books, contributor to Gaia, the 2024 recipient of the Ambassador of Peace Award in Stockholm, and founder of the Art of Peaceful Living. And I'm so excited to learn from him today. So welcome, Sid.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Wonderful, wonderful. I don't even know where to begin. Like you just shared some exciting news to me about some news that you just received. And so I guess let's start with one of the things that really caught my attention. One of your books is The Secret Weapon. It so caught my attention. And I was like, ooh, what's the secret weapon? So yeah, can you talk to us about maybe the inspiration behind your books and the work you're doing?
Yeah, well, that book, we in 2019, I had gone through some health things and needed to leave. So my wife and I sold everything and hit the road for 32,000 miles in a year, 4 countries, and traveled and we would go to wherever we were called to help people shift in their life, help them heal from different things and at the end of that, we got in a pandemic after, and we were in the pandemic. And at first, we were just still traveling during the pandemic for almost a year into it, and then I said, hey, hon, I know we got to figure out where we're gonna live because it doesn't look like the pandemic's gonna stop anytime soon. And we went to Atlanta so I could write the book, and that was The Secret Weapon. So it was really a quick look at the things that led up to just the end of that journey. From in 2016, I lost the use of every muscle in my body. They all atrophied to the bone, and fortunately, I got them back. And so there was that. And then when we got here in Jacksonville, later in 2020, we settled here, and really this is part of me coming out of the cave. I spent that time, the next 5 years, really honing in and crafting the message and making sure that it fit. And then when they gave me the World Peace Award and all those different things, like, oh, okay, people know it's time to come out and help. So that's
Yeah.
how it went. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Well, one, I know you're a spiritual person, and I think sometimes because I've gone through a tremendous healing journey with my early life trauma and did EMDR for 4 years, and just again a tremendous amount of healing work, doing the show for 8 years. And then we moved to Hilton Head, South Carolina, so not far from Jacksonville. Our daughter's in school in Jacksonville in college. And but within a few months of moving into this house, and we moved in 2020, right as the pandemic hit, June of 2020, to this island. It was like the rug was pulled out from under me with health and everything. Just I got very sick from mold in this house, and I took it as, now I look at it as, oh, that was a God nudge. Like
Right.
that was him giving me a good swift kick to take it to the next level. And that's almost what I'm hearing you say.
Yeah, I mean, in 2022, so I've had many different moments, right? Like 3 years old, I had surgery and I went back to the light, and so I heard a voice that I know as God and in the light, and that's been with me all my life. And then when I was 15, so 2000 or 1985, I uh, went blind for the first time in three days. Uh, then we came back. Fast forward 2016, lost the use of the muscles in my body, and then in 2022, I went blind again.
Wow.
So the thing that has shown up for me with all those things is, one, I've always known since I went to the light, God's got me. So I could trust in that. Yet the one in 2022, there was me missing seeing the beauty of God's world. And so when I finally got my sight back in one eye after I had surgery on the one eye, my wife was sitting to my left, and I called my doctor and said, "Hey, is there any way I can scratch my eye? Not my eye, but my face, because the patch was itching so much." And he said, "Yeah, your eye's fine. I just didn't want you to use it yet." And when I had the patch off, I was like, "Oh my goodness, I could sneak a peek, see if I can really see again." And I did, and it was my wife, and it was like I
Oh,
saw a whole different essence of her than just the physical beauty of my wife. And that's when I realized, oh, I created all these things along the way to get me where I needed to go, seeing God, the beauty of God's world, and being able to tap into that. So it's definitely, we all go through what we need to go through to get us to where we're going, and it's all
yeah.
designed perfectly.
Yeah. Oh, it's so beautiful. I absolutely love that. And I had done meditation. Oh my gosh, it's probably been 10 years ago where it was very, very, very deep, like theta brain level. And blue orbs appeared and they took me through this dark tunnel and I kept getting closer and closer to this very far light in the distance, but they took me to the smoky veil. And for what I say was a millisecond that lasted an eternity is the only way I can describe it. The veil was lifted and I was given the gift of gazing upon the light. And I
Mm-hmm.
knew in that moment that that was where I had come from and that's where I longed to return. And so the same sort of thing, like I always return back to that to be like, you know what? Like this body that's giving me so many struggles, although doing much better, is temporary. It's the light that we are. Um, I was given another message of Terry, you are both of the earth and of the light in your role, which I think all of our roles is to be a prism of that light while here on earth. And so, I certainly see that in you as being that prism of that light, and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, I'd also say that the what comes up with what you share is this body, this vessel, this vehicle that I ride around in and you ride around in yours, it can actually only handle so much light at one time. And even though it expands and contracts, it's actually as it comes in, sometimes it overwhelms the body and then it has to adjust again. And that, and if I allow it to be that level of a spiritual experience, that's what it's been for me. So I've always returned to, and not returned, but gone into and elevated into the next space of my journey. And I think that's part of it. It's almost like being uh, a chicken and an egg, and then all of a sudden
Oh,
the chicken becomes the chicken. But it was this thing in an egg that was the eggs, as we know, we crack it open, it's a yolk and the white part, and all of that stuff grows into being the chicken. We are here evolving into being ourselves, and really it's you and me together becoming, all of us becoming the chicken, which is an essence of the divine.
yeah, like we're all cells. And yeah, that's amazing. I love that. Ooh, that's deep. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. So speaking of which, so I know you've like I in reading all your bio and all of your info, you've taught yoga, right? At the White House. And so you have this and you've coached football and helped train NFL players. So you have this eclectic background, but it's led you on this beautiful road to where you are now. And so what is it you're doing now? Are you're doing speaking engagements, helping people along their journeys, correct?
Yes, I have you ever heard of a quantum master healer?
I have, I think it is coming across my radar, but please expand upon it.
So the quantum is the field that is everything, right? Like we all know that. Well, most people, and if they didn't know, they now know. The field is everything, and everything is birthed and destroyed within that field. And so in the field, I help people remove that whatever holds them back from being completely free in the field. The most recent one is that a mom called and said her son in February um, he had a virus that landed him in a coma for 2 days and then paralyzed him
Wow.
from the neck down, and he could move a little bit of his right arm when I met him. A month later, now he is walking upstairs and using a walker, and we removed all the things in the quantum field that kept him from his body being able to truly heal. And that's what I do. That's the biggest thing that I do. That's where when people contact me from all over the world, they're calling to get that level of connection. Now, some people like yourself or like myself, they're already physically okay. And so then it's like, okay, now how can you go further? That's still all connecting deeper into the quantum field. So that's the master healing of that, is to remove the obstacles from someone becoming the best version of themselves. As well as that comes from what I call the innerstand philosophy. And to understand is going within yourself. It's not understanding, it's an understanding. It's the wisdom that ultimately gives you the connection to overstand, which is the connection to God.
Right. Right. I keep receiving that message. My nutritionist has been saying, that my next thing is that connection with God, but it's like ego, or it's more of fears. Like my biggest obstacle is fears. So do you help people overcome the like limiting beliefs and fears and so forth?
Yes, absolutely. And something that's been hitting me of late is removing human arrogance. And what that looks like to me is, to worry is to claim that God can't handle it. So that's human arrogance.
Oh, yeah.
Even have a fear of something is to say that God made a mistake. There are no mistakes. There's no mistakes that God has made. And so helping people realize that it's all perfect. They were perfectly designed. All the two divorces I've had, the long relationship that failed, that they were perfectly designed to get me to this relationship with my wife that I have now, that is beautiful in every way. That we rarely, we actually haven't had an argument in the 8 years we've been married. We've we've navigated this life in a different way because of everything we've both been through. You know, her losing her father at 20 years old,
Oh,
and being able to know that life is precious, says that we don't have the arguments I had before in different instances. And so all of that's part of the inner stand philosophy, is to really get to this place to, okay, we no longer need to go sit on the mountain all the time by ourselves. How can we be the modern monk where we live in life today?
oh, I love that. The modern monk. Yeah. Yeah. Which is kind of like the message I had gotten was, be that prism and yeah, be there to help I don't know, guide others along their journey. And it doesn't mean like for people who are listening in, we have to be international best-selling authors and it can be the person helping you out check out at the grocery store.
Absolutely. I mean, it's I'm being it when I'm washing the dishes. I'm being it, like you said, when I'm helping someone check out, or if I'm checking out at the grocery store, or all the things. The modern monk to me is being at 100% peace no matter where you go.
Yeah.
And that level of peace gives way to a connection to accessing love. And when you don't have that peace, you fall into the illusion that is fear.
Yeah. Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. Shoot, I had a question that popped in my head and then it popped back out of my head. So, um, So talk to us a little bit. So the 2024 recipient of the Ambassador of Peace Award. So that comes from, again, like you being recognized for the work you're doing. And how do you go about like spreading peace? Like, what is that?
Well, I mean, again, it's what do I do to spread peace? Well, first in 2010, I committed to it. I was sitting on my third vision quest. I received my spirit name, He Who Brings Peace, as a
Oh,
Native indigenous person, Cherokee and Blackfoot. And so that was the beginning. I made the commitment. So anybody listening, how do you spread peace? You make the commitment to peace. So then every moment that comes up, are you choosing peace or are you choosing something else? That's the number one. If I choose peace, no matter what's happening, I'm spreading peace. Because if I'm driving on a highway and someone cuts me off, if I'm actually committed to peace, then there is no flipping that person off, speeding up to try to cut them back off, or any of those things, because I've made the commitment. And that's how you spread peace. Peace is definitely an inside job, and it's inner peace that'll create world peace. So that's the number one. I feel that, and I've heard it from other people. So it's not even just a feeling, it's how people say that I present myself. They feel it. That's how you spread it. And you've got to first be it. And some of that looks like chipping through the layers of all the things that we may have experienced in the past, so we stop bringing them to the party all the time. Yeah.
yeah, for sure. I have to tell you too, as you said that about choosing peace, thunder rumbled. It didn't pick up on the microphone, but it was such perfect timing. And then I had goosebumps just go down my left arm. And I was like, oh, that was so perfect.
Mhm. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean which thank you for that. It's the thunder beings are often around when I get to speak on a stage like this. So thank you for just acknowledging their presence.
Oh, that's so awesome. I love it. I love it. It's way off in the distance, but it rumbled and it just kind of like rolled at me. And I was like, oh, that was such perfect timing. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Gosh. All right. So the art of peaceful living, what do you do there? Like, can people sign up to work with you individually? Is it group things? What is it?
Yeah, we have individual work, and often, people come in one of two ways. Like I said, some people come in and they're really in need of major healing. Like Miguel, and I'm okay saying his name because they're about to do a little documentary on him. His work was about as deep as you get. The separation, true separation from the source, is where we start losing health, right? So there's that. And then there's also people that are just truly looking to elevate their life, and they're committed. So the first thing is, really figuring out which part of the journey they want to take. You can do it as a group, you can do it individually. We have retreats, we have all different ways for people to get involved. And I just love working with people. I mean, it's been my life since leaving college. And well, even before college, I was a personal trainer. So that's just been my essence, to really inspire people since 92. And along the way, with helping 23 guys experience their dream and get to the NFL. And I wasn't at some major schools. I mean, they're all major really, but I was at smaller schools helping people do that. And so those things, helping people live their dream, to college football, to the pros, everybody has a dream. And that became kind of my thing. I remember interviewing my dad on thinking, listening, I just wanted to hear him tell me what he saw of me. And that was something he said at the end. I was like, all right, what can I accomplish that I could leave to the world that's different? He said, you can help everybody live their dream. And that's, from that moment on, it became, okay, whatever dream, if you're in a nightmare, I want to help you get out of that and get to the dream that you want. But everybody dreams. Everybody has a dream. Some people are dreaming a nightmare, and they need to exit that and get to the dream they want. But everybody has a dream life. I mean, we all did it as children, right? What do you want to be when you grow up? Well, that's a dream. And that part of it, the art of peaceful living, is to truly help someone design their life in a way that they live their life almost on vacation. I mean, that's how I feel about my life and my wife.
Hmm.
I mean, we just surfed the last 3 days, but that was a mile from our house, right? That's what we do. And that we created this life. We put ourselves in this situation so that when we go to work, we come back and we're on vacation, So helping people navigate all of that is part of becoming the secret weapon of their own life.
Oh my gosh, I love it so much. And I truly, like, that's why we moved to Hilton Head Island. It was a dream come true because to us, we just had a friend that flew in for a few days from Cincinnati. I'm born and raised in Cincinnati. And so we were spending time almost in tourist mode with her, right? Doing the touristy stuff and hitting the shops and going to the beach and doing the thing. And we were like, we live here. Like, this is vacation for us every single day. And today we took a ride and there were dolphin everywhere riding our bikes. And to me, wow, yeah, what a blessing that is. But you're right.
I have to say this. You can't make this stuff up. A friend of mine, a guy I worked with because he wanted to learn how to live in the monk life of just everyday life. And he is building a hotel, a Marriott in Hilton Head.
What?
That's one. And today, when we were surfing, my wife said, Sid, don't move. She she wasn't sure because the fin came out of the water and the dolphins were
Oh,
15 feet from us. Yeah. So you can't make it up that we're in that level of experience right now. And that's awesome. That
yeah. Oh, I love those synchronicities. That is so cool. Very cool. But I love it that you said, we all have dreams and we can make those dreams come true. And yeah, it's absolutely true. I know as a kid, when you were talking about being a kid, I was just thinking about that yesterday, Sid. That's so funny you should say it because I was doing a meditation and I took myself back to being a kid and I was sitting on the swing set with 3-year-old me, right? And I could see my little drowsy doll and we were swinging and laughing. And I was talking to her and telling her, she was going to go through some stuff, but everything is going to be with great. She's going to be strong. And I even told her, God is with you, angels are with you. You're giving her the little pep talk in this meditation. And I remember asking her what she wanted to do. And I remembered, and it all came back to me. And she said, I want to be a mommy and I want to be a doctor. I want to heal people. I want to help heal people. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it.
right.
Yeah,
That's so
that's so
awesome.
cool.
Absolutely. I mean, I at 3, well, at 5, I got to see Michael Jackson. Like there was like 30 people in the room. It's Michael Jackson and the Jackson 5 and my mom was in that world of things. And so I knew instantly I wasn't looking at this, we can be awestruck by people
Yeah.
because they're doing things and they're shining such a light, it can take your breath away. And yet with Michael, it was like, oh, I'm supposed to be on that stage. Like I've known that my whole life. And not because I needed it, as a kid, you're not thinking it like that. It's not about your ego. It's a little kid and then you see it and you step into it. And what I can say for me or for anyone listening is just be a yes to God's call. And then by being a yes, see what doors open. And if they close, it's because they weren't supposed to open. Don't force them open because there might be another way around. I look at some of the things that are happening in the world and had the doors open for me quicker than they are right now, I would be in harm's way. I just completed, it took me 10 years to write this movie that we're working on. And had I been in the entertainment industry earlier, there's no telling what my life could be like, right? So I think just saying yes and doing the best where I've been that I can opens the next door that's supposed to lead me to no matter where we are, we're going where we need to go. Doesn't
Amen.
matter.
Yeah, I love that. I love it. Now, are you talking about this movie at all? Are you giving teasers out
Yeah,
about it?
I mean, you can see it on the website, and it's Nahi and the Four Warriors. It's about uh, a hero is born, and it's the journey of a bloodline. It's like the whole. It's 7 books that I wrote, but the whole journey of a bloodline, which is known. There is actually a prophet's bloodline that moves through humanity. And in that bloodline, the hero is born and has to awaken 4 warriors to save the souls of humanity.
Oh my gosh. Well, that sounds amazing. When's it
Awesome.
when's it being released?
Well, we haven't even gone to shoot it yet. So it's gonna be a couple years from now. But
Okay.
those
Okay.
things I learned that it takes a movie a long time to go from to the screen. So
Yeah.
we
Well,
just
you'll just have to come back on when it's ready to launch and we'll do.
absolutely would love that. Would love that. We got a great producer that's working on it, BD Gunnell. We've got some actors that have committed to it, and it's all stepping into the right space. And it's time for us to see, at least in my opinion, that the goodness of everything. Everything is actually moving us forward if we allow it to move us forward and don't get stuck on it. The glitches in it. So it's a beautiful thing.
Yes. Yeah. I now look at, I have one last remaining issue that's lingering. I should say a lingering. And it's a autoimmune response in my skin. And so I have this crazy rash. And now yesterday I was talking to my skin, giving it a little pep talk and saying, okay, you're here for a reason. And there's some message here that the I need to open up and listen to. Hence why I was doing that very deep meditation, because I was like, I'm going to listen and start listening and paying more attention to what this is. So you're right. Yeah, that's just such a beautiful message. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And
Yeah.
you know, it's all it's all a radio, right? Like the whole body is a radio. Like your low back hurts, it's the pressure from the universe, your shoulders hurt, you're carrying around everybody else's stuff, giving and receive in our hands, all the different things, your foundation in your feet, your knees, something you're not willing to move forward from, your hips, you got to clean up your stuff. It's all happening, right? And so often when working with people, we'll go in to a deep meditation and just say, all right, ask your body what it's trying to tell you, because it's trying to speak. And
Yeah.
when it becomes on the outside, it's the body saying, okay, you haven't been listening. I got to give you this. I got to take your sight away. I got to take all the muscles away in your body. Because for me, I was hitting burnout on the way to, all right, am I burning out because I'm fighting all these things to what the creator has called me to do. So if I'm fighting this stuff, my body doesn't know what to do. It had to shut down. And so I think that's a big thing for people to get it. You don't have to necessarily go look outside. It's all in here. And if we go deep enough, we connect to the thing that actually turned on the energy in the first place, it can shift it all. It birthed us from zero, you know. And so,
Yes.
so
I
it's
love that. Yeah. Yeah. Yesterday when I was in the shower and I said, okay, I'm just going to talk to my body and just ask. And I was holding some like coconut oil and I was like, body, do you need this? And I just started like stumbling forward, which to me is like, the human
yes.
pendulum. And so I was like, oh yeah, it does. So I was like slathering that on.
Yes, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Yeah, that's just facts. Like our muscles have a yes and our muscles have a no. And
Yeah.
if we I remember sitting on, it was my second vision quest, and my body would, like you said, fast back and forth, like just a sway back and forth. Or my shoulders would kind of shimmy, shake side to side for a no. And I was having a communication with an entity that was just answering me in that way through my body. Our body has a yes or no. And if it's getting sick, it's saying no. So what's it saying no to?
Yeah.
And just really getting there. And then it's like, okay, now when it's healthy, like I feel very healthy in this space and time, it's saying yes. Okay, well, then maybe I need to keep doing that, and just listen to ourselves. And that's part of one of the beginning steps of the philosophy and getting into the practice is listening to ourselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beautiful. Well, I could sit here and go down some really awesomely deep rabbit holes. And yeah, I'm so resonating with everything you're saying. So thank you for sharing it. Well, thank you for the beautiful work you do. I certainly wanted to give you an opportunity before we close out to leave people with any words of wisdom or touch upon anything that we hadn't had a chance to talk about.
Awesome. Well, I will say, pick up the books. They're all on Amazon. You can look up Sid McNairy and find my author page and go through. We just launched in a few months back. The Secret Weapon, the special edition of the Secret Weapon, and it's how to peacefully win at life. And there is a saying, a truth that I uncovered that I think everyone should know. All of life is determined by your connection. If your life is in disarray, you are connected in a disarray. If your life is loving, you are connected to love. All of life is determined by your connection. So live that. It's about looking into myself that allows me to see a different world. And if we all do that level of work, we'll have the world that we want. Just that's it. It's really that simple. And then people can find me at sidmcnairy.com, artofpeacefulliving.com, and Sid McNairy on all social media platforms. So been a pleasure, and thank you for that.
Oh, absolutely. Well, thanks for sharing your connection and how folks can find your books. Everybody, I'll put links in show notes, but also I'm going to go to the Facebook page, and if you're not there, follow the Healing Place podcast there. And I'm going to do, I think what I'll do is I'll do individual posts over the next couple weeks, because I'm about 8 weeks out on these interviews, and so I'll do individual posts for each of your books. So everybody go to the Facebook page and follow the links, and it'll take you where you need to go to get these awesome books. So there you go.
Awesome. Thank you.
All right. Well, again, it's just been a joy having you here. Thank you so much for, again, everything you're doing.
Well, I look forward to someday meeting you in Hilton Head.
Oh, yes, for sure. If you come,
Yeah.
we'll have to get together and yeah, go take a stroll on the beach, or heck,
Sweet.
just sit and chill and watch the dolphin.
Yeah, absolutely. Beautiful.
Awesome.
All
All
right.
right. Well, everyone, thanks for joining us today on the Healing Place podcast. And remember, until next time, be gentle with yourself. Thanks. Bye-bye. Hey, everybody. Teri Wellbrock here. Just wanted to thank you again for being a part of this healing space and my hashtag Hope for Healing journey. Thank you for sharing, liking, inviting others to join, listening in. You've really helped this show blossom. It has now been downloaded in 136 countries and is in the top 2% globally out of 3.2 million shows, which is just amazing. And it's all because of you and your tuning in and inviting others and sharing and liking and loving. And your reviews on Apple really help too. My goal is to hit 100 5-star reviews by the end of the year, and I am closing in on that. So if you are listening in on Apple or Apple Podcasts, please go and rate the show and leave a review if you absolutely love it. And I would be most appreciative. Also, if you would like to receive my monthly Hope for Healing newsletter, please be sure to go to teriwellbrock.com. It's TERI, just one R, WELLBROCK.com. And I have a gift to send you for signing up for that monthly Hope for Healing newsletter. Plus, there are many other resources listed on that page, including a resource library. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.